Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Zakk Wylde. Three of rock's most unmistakable figures stepping quietly through the gates of a Buckinghamshire estate, not to perform, but to say goodbye to their friend. Ozzy Osbourne's career spanned from the roaring 1970s to the streaming era. The headlines told you he was gone, but they missed what mattered most: the friends who stood by him until the very end. Manson, Zombie, Wylde. Not just guests, but brothers in arms. They shared the stage, the chaos, and the moments the cameras never saw. Stay with us because by the end, you'll hear stories that prove these bonds mattered as much as the music itself. You've probably seen the sweeping funeral montages. Birmingham's streets packed with fans, the flowers, the music. But this isn't that. This is about the constants, the people who stayed when the lights went out, the ones who walked through those gates on July 31st, not for the cameras, but for Ozzy. On July 31st, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne was laid to rest at his 250-acre Buckinghamshire estate, buried beside the ornamental lake. The choice of location was no accident. This was where Ozzy found peace away from the chaos of the road. The service was private. No media crews, no invited press. The silence of the estate stood in sharp contrast to the life Ozzy had lived, filled with stadium roars and amplifiers turned to 11. Marilyn Manson arrived with his wife, Lindsay Usick, dressed in sharp black layers that reflected the same gothic edge Ozzy had carried through his career. Rob Zombie came wrapped in a skull-patterned scarf, a nod to the shared visual language of their music. Zakk Wylde walked in wearing a solemn expression, a man who had weathered nearly 40 years of highs and lows with Ozzy. But that's not all. The people in attendance told their own story, one that went back decades. Marilyn Manson and Ozzy Osbourne's friendship wasn't just professional, it was personal. They first toured together in the late 1990s, a pairing that made perfect sense. Two artists who pushed visual and lyrical boundaries without apology. Backstage, they bonded over more than just music. They shared the same dark humor, the same fascination with the theatrical, and the same understanding that controversy, when handled with purpose, could become an art form. In a 2001 interview, Ozzy referred to Manson as a character, one of the highest compliments in his vocabulary. For Manson, Ozzy wasn't just a collaborator. He was proof that you could survive the music industry on your own terms. Manson often described Ozzy as the blueprint for making people love you and fear you at the same time. And here's where it gets richer. Later in this video, you'll hear a moment from their joint Howard Stern interview that's equal parts hilarious and revealing, showing a side of their friendship the public rarely saw. Rob Zombie's path intertwined with Ozzy's over decades, often on festival stages where the two would trade headlining slots. Both were masters of turning concerts into fully immersive experiences, not just playing songs, but creating worlds filled with horror-inspired imagery, elaborate staging, and a deliberate sense of danger. Zombie often credited Ozzy for showing him that audiences were more adventurous than people thought. You can go darker, and the audience will follow. That lesson shaped Zombie's career just as much as it reinforced Ozzy's own legacy. Their friendship wasn't just about creative inspiration. Off-stage, Zombie respected Ozzy's generosity. When Ozzy was recovering from neck surgery in 2019, Zombie was one of the few who reached out privately to check in. A reminder that some friendships in the music business are more than just public alliances. But listen to this. Those same qualities show up clearly in that Stern interview we mentioned. Let's watch a moment that captures exactly what made their friendship special.
Ozzy, put your headphones on. Go ahead. Marilyn, what are you getting, handsome on me or what? I mean, what is this with the suit and the glasses?
He's working with the look there.
You know, you always say like it's all about being ugly. You don't want to be as ugly as possible. But meanwhile, man, look at you. You look damn pretty.
Oh, thanks.
You're getting better and better looking.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Yeah, what's going on with this? You're not getting rock starish on me, are you?
No, it's for the ladies, though.
It is? Yeah, smart. How was that blonde?
She said that
she got everything out, man.
You didn't get
This time in the morning for my age of a guy, it's not good, man. I had to put a new battery in my pacemaker, man.
I still have wet dreams, do you?
No.
I've had 2 in the past month.
How old are you?
28.
No, that's why.
I don't even have dry dreams anymore.
I know how it is, man. I know exactly. Poor Ozzy's on medication.
I know.
Right.
I'm back on, Robin.
Are you?
Zakk Wylde joined Ozzy's band in 1987. Together, they co-wrote and performed some of Ozzy's biggest solo hits. There were breaks along the way, but Zakk always returned. In one interview, he compared their bond to family. You can't quit your parents. Ozzy's like that. At the funeral, he stayed near Sharon and the children, a place earned over nearly 40 years. And that's rare in the music industry. Friends who stay when the spotlight fades. Sharon Osbourne was joined by their children, Jack, Kelly, and Amy, along with Louis Osbourne from Ozzy's first marriage. Their grief was private, but their appreciation for the friends who came was clear. These were people who had been there off stage, in kitchens, at birthdays, through difficult hospital stays. But that's not the whole story. The public had their own chance to say goodbye just one day earlier. On July 30th, 2025, thousands lined Birmingham streets for Ozzy's public procession. Fans tossed flowers onto the hearse, sang Crazy Train, and waved banners. That was the loud farewell. The next day, the lakeside service was quiet, just shared glances and final words among people who truly knew him. And this is why the moment still matters, even now. It's not just about when or where Ozzy was buried. It's about the people who showed up when it counted. Through controversies, illnesses, and reinventions, these friends stayed. They didn't need a headline. They didn't need to be seen. They were there because the bond was real. And that loyalty, in life and in death, may be Ozzy's most enduring legacy. Ozzy Osbourne reshaped heavy metal and inspired loyalty in an industry where it's rare. From the packed streets of Birmingham to the quiet of Buckinghamshire, his send-off proved his reach was both global and deeply personal. Because in the end, you measure a life not only by the music you make, but by the people who show up when it's over. Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Zakk Wylde. They didn't just attend a funeral, they closed a chapter of rock history. The goodbye may be over, but the bond they shared with Ozzy will never fade.